Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and the beauty community is clinically insane. Let me just put that out there. Now this video had to be re-recorded 4 times because a lot of shit has happened in the last 24 hours. Now if you've been following the internet, you probably understand that at least 10 something people have apparently been accused of various allegations, assault allegations, of the sexual variety. Now, this is a very serious topic, and it's one of those topics where I'm going to just go into really the important pieces towards the mid to end of this video. To understand this whole thing, you have to go with the structure, so let's go into part 1. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when I first started this channel out, I covered creepypastas, which if you don't know what they are, they're internet campfire tales. Now, to an extent, this is all fine and dandy, and when I first started, I was a very novice creator, and I basically came into this community and I was pulling in probably what would make me the second or third most viewed creepypasta channel at the time. Now, I never really cared about understanding where I was on the view ladder leaderboards, and to this day I still kind of just fucking don't. You know, it's not really important. But understand this, I came into a community that was incredibly cliquey at the time. In fact, most YouTube communities are incredibly cliquey. And this is why I'm almost reprehensive to work with a lot of other creators just out of that situation. If I find out you're part of a clique, Muda just don't fuck with you, and that's just what it comes down to. So I realized it was that case, and most of the big creepypasta creators, in fact all of them, were genuinely cool with me. We were cool with each other. It was really the mid to, small tier creators who thought they were hot fucking shit, you know who you are, that pretty much would talk behind my fucking back, and I would find about this years later into the deep web phase, and it kind of fucking pissed me off. Now, the beauty community from the outside looking in is always one where I just looked at people fucking around reviewing makeup, putting it on, and trying some really cool shit out. Now, I dated a couple girls that were into the beauty community. They were always watching the shit religiously, and looking from the outside in, it's a very harmless community. That is, until you look at all the shit behind the scenes. Now, if we're talking about drama, ladies and gentlemen, you think fucking our side of the internet's filled with drama? Bro, a new piece of drama exists from the beauty community every 10 minutes. It's scientifically fucking proven. Now, the beauty community has what they like to call the T channels. If you just Google T channels, you'll find, I would probably say 10 to 20 big T channels. You know, on this side of drama, we tend to have things like Drama Alert, Scarce, whatever you want to call it. And these are just 2 of the big channels. And after that, nothing really else matters in terms of drama sphere on our side of the internet. On the T channel side, these guys have fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, God knows how many big popping channels. See, T has become a cottage industry of this side of the internet, and every time a beauty channel gets into some form of drama or some issue, the T channels are always sort of there to report on it, to cover it. And look, I understand, I get the fucking hustle, but some of this shit is, I would say, a little bit odd, I would put out. For instance, right here.
We all know a lot of people like to speculate on what cosmetic procedures Jaclyn Hill has had done in the past.
Okay, guess what? I'm fucking bored and out of it already. Jesus Christ. What can you say? This content just ain't for me, Chief. Now, what really brings me to the meat of this video is what happened about a year, maybe slightly over a year ago. A channel by the name of ProJared, a gaming YouTuber from America, was actually accused of numerous things. And basically, one fine morning, we woke up and saw ProJared's fine little donger. We found that he may have been, he basically cheated on his wife, which turned out to be white lies given by everyone, and he wasn't the only one guilty of it. But one of the most damning things of all was him apparently soliciting nudes from minors. Now, we all made videos on it, the entire community did, and he was canceled up to no end. But the thing about it is, 2 of those claims was something that we could just laugh at because they weren't really that bad. The one claim where he was soliciting nudes was one that some people had paraded around as if it was fucking verifiable fact, which was downright bullshit. ProJared very later provided those receipts and got away without a full-on cancellation. He made up the percentage, I would believe 20 to 25% of his overall audience that he lost, somewhat back in the next years. And now, he's actually a pretty damn decent content creator. I've been binging his YouTube videos, and I've been showing up to his streams, whether he be editing or just playing any random game that he finds off Steam. He's a pretty good content creator, but it's a good example to show you about what a false what a false allegation can fucking do. Now, the reason I bring up ProJared was that while we thought his cancellation was huge at the time, there was another YouTuber that fucking outdid his cancellation. He held the fucking beer, or in this case, held the tea. This creator was James Charles, who is at this moment in time, if I'm not mistaken, one of the biggest beauty channels out there. James is fucking killing it. Now, at the times, James Charles actually had an allegation towards him, given the fact that apparently he had sexually assaulted other males. Now, this rumor was basically brought upon by an individual by the name of Tati, who was in the beauty community, another big creator who pretty much went fucking radio silent somewhat after this. Then you had other people like Jeffree Star, who sort of brought this information out. And you had a bunch of people who were associated all in that beauty community who were effectively destroying this person's fucking career. Now, this actually really pissed me off at the time because I understand what it's like to build something from nothing. James Charles effectively has built one of the biggest beauty brands out there. And because of absolute false allegations that he later made a video on and corrected everything, basically fucking gave the receipts out, had basically rebuilt, saved his fucking career that was basically about to be canceled by these individuals who basically spread an absolute bullshit rumor. Now, the reason I'm making this video is a creator by the name of Shane Dawson, who I'm absolutely fine with, had come out and basically released a set of tweets where he, I would say, made some poor fucking use of words. Now, he made this really long post that I'm not going to read all of because guess what? TL fucking DR way too fucking long. I'm going to read you one excerpt from it that really fucking pissed me off. Did I warn James about the video where he was about to be canceled over these false allegations? No? Why? For reasons that I will never discuss. We've spoken privately on it, and that's that. Do I think James is the devil? No. Do I think he was a young, egocentric, power-hungry guru who needed to be served a slice of humble pie the size of the fucking Empire State Building? Yes. Has he grown as a person since then? It really seems like it. Now, I don't know about the recipe for humble fucking pie, but I'm pretty sure that it doesn't involve false sex allegations. See, it goes beyond a rumor, a little bit of spilled fucking tea, all that shit, into something that we like to call fucking illegal. And that's just something that really, really pissed me off looking into it. These people were willing to spread a bullshit rumor, a very illegal rumor, to ruin somebody else's career, all because they just didn't get along with some fucking bullshit behind the scenes. Now, is James a completely innocent guy? No, I think we've seen too much of his ass to begin with. I've seen a lot more of James Charles than I would say wanted to, but you know what? It is what it is. Aside from all of that, he's completely vindicated himself from a lot of these allegations that were against him. And it's at this point that the people who initially made these allegations are now brought up into the fucking sphere. And they need to be held accountable because you cannot make claims like this and expect to just get away, no matter who you fucking are, is what I'm just getting at this point. And, you know, ladies and gentlemen, it's with this comes the big final point, and it covers stuff from yesterday, and it's all about this cancel culture fucking community. Now, with the two examples that I mentioned, ProJared and James Charles, these are two people that almost had their entire livelihoods ruined. And even if their livelihoods aren't ruined, they still have some of the taint of this bullshit sticking with them as their careers progress on. Granted, over time, that taint will go away and people will begin to forget about it. But they're always going to be hit with the people who are going to look at them and just basically remember them as that person who may have assaulted another individual or that person who may have solicited nudes from minors, even though that these are verifiably false fucking claims. That's the problem with this cancel culture bullshit. Any fucking accusation is enough to ruin somebody's fucking career and call it a day. And you know what? It goes in beyond that. You know, you can even look at careers like Toby Turner, who effectively had false allegations spread towards him. The community backed him. You know, people like Pyrocynical basically stood up for him. But at this point, he had basically stayed quiet for way too long. And of course he had to, because I'm pretty sure he got lawyers involved, to where the cancellation actually really did hurt his fucking career for the long term. But you know what? It's just one of those situations where some stand tall and some ultimately succumb. Cancel culture only works when you do let it work. And if you don't make content, if you don't push through it, if you don't keep your head held high, it will do you in. And it's fucking shameful that it is that way. Now, to be honest with you, the last couple days have been really fucking serious. Now, the last 24 hours, one big case popped up. This is Pro Syndicate. If you don't know who Pro Syndicate is, he is a Call of Duty Zombies channel turned Minecrafter now. He's pretty harmless if you just watched his content, but anybody who's been in the community knows that Pro Syndicate, alongside his buddy T Martin, were actually behind a CSGO lotto gambling scam. There were plenty of YouTubers that covered it. Drama Alert did. H3H3 Productions made a pretty solid video at the time covering this entire bullshit. And then Honor the Call, another smaller YouTuber actually, in this case, made several videos detailing the extent of this scam. And at this point, these guys were basically shown to the world as people that were running a gambling racket aimed towards children, one that earned a lot of fucking money, and these people basically ran it until they ended up getting caught. Now, Pro Syndicate is currently running through a set of allegations against him by another individual. And it's at this point that these allegations are something that you have to take fucking seriously. Now, on Father's Day yesterday, when everyone was hit, 10 fucking names were brought up at this point, as far as I can tell, from not just the gaming world, but the streaming world and any other world that you would call it, basically got hit with a lot of these allegations. And you know what? It's one of those things where I've seen everyone just get fucking heightened on either side. And I just want to remind the world that it's a innocent until proven guilty scenario. You see, we live in a world where information can be very easily fucking doctored. You know, when we look back to Club Penguin, when I looked at an individual by the name of, by the alias of Riley, who at the time was somebody that had a lot of information, 10 years worth of receipts against him. We're talking over like 50 to 100 people that came out and corroborated each other's story. I still had to consider that person just accused. You couldn't just pass that information on as completely legit. And in that video, I very much said that I don't believe messages, information, unless I can connect to a server and refresh those images on my own devices. Information online is incredibly fucking easy to doctor. And anytime an allegation gets made, what's fucking shameful is everyone immediately jumps onto one side and completely forgets that there are two, in fact, three sides to the story. Side A, side B, and the fucking truth. And that's the problem with the internet at this point. Cancellations happen on a fucking daily basis. Everyone gets canceled on a daily basis. Every 15 to 20 minutes, someone new is getting canceled. And this video initially started off as me talking about this beauty community nonsense to the point where it's spilled onto, well, yeah, tea spilled onto everybody else out there. And it's to a point where you have all these allegations spread out. And to be fair, I'm not victim shaming or I'm doing any of that. I think that there are multiple sides to the story. And I definitely give a big kudos to people who were brave enough to come out with their side of the story. But to see the internet mob up and essentially turn this shit into the Salem fucking witch trials, where you effectively look at one side and just start running the lynch train on the other end, I want to remind the world that there are cases like ProJared, that there are cases like Tobuscus, that there are cases like James Charles, where once the other side of the story comes out, the people that are often running the pitchforks and the torches and leading the charge look really fucking stupid in response. And that's just one of the things that you have to wait. You know, this isn't something stupid. This isn't like some bullshit that you're like, you know, spreading around. This isn't, you know, some tiny allegation. This is a very serious life-ruining fucking nonsense that you're spreading around in the world. And unless you can verifiably 100% fucking prove it, if you end up doing something and you end up spreading information like this, like these sex allegations, not only is it fucking illegal, but I really hope the person that you falsely accused ends up legally fucking back at you and winning, because it's not something that should be taken lightly. And in a day like today, where honestly, once you have a presence online, there are always going to be people who are out there to fucking dig you in. Shit like this does come out. And the biggest problem that I have out of this, that I lead towards the end of this video, and the thing that really fucking pisses me off the most, the thing that I honestly made this video for in the first place, is when you get to people who sometimes, and I mean sometimes, there are people who end up making really false accusations, you end up really fucking over the people that are actually hurt by these individuals. It takes a lot of fucking balls to come out into the public stage and tell people that you have been abused, either sexually, mentally, or physically, when somebody who you're accusing has so much power in the space that they could fucking cancel you in a second. And when you come across doing that, and your information turns out to be false, you indirectly absolutely damage the people that are coming out with 100% proof, people that have taken the balls to come out. That's the people that you're really fucking hurting in the process. And that's just a really shameful situation we're walking into. You know, it started off me looking into the beauty community and kind of laughing at it, but it ended up becoming an entire video dedicated to how fucking toxic this cancel culture community has become, and how toxic a community that really just fucks around with makeup ends up becoming. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mutahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. Please take these words to heart. I know we went over a lot of things, and I know I definitely got heated in a lot of moments, but I stand by a lot of shit I said in this video. We live in a fucked up world these days, and it's one of those worlds where mobs are all ready to cancel the other fucking person out. But it's one of those situations when the stakes are so high and the claims are so severe that I often urge a lot of you people to sit back, look at both sides, and really understand that we shouldn't recreate a situation like the cases I mentioned before. Anyways, though, this is me, Muda, and I am out.